A new intro. Is that what we
A
have
new
going here?
intro. Yes,
Man.
sir.
Well, welcome back to the Purple Rain podcast with me, Simply, and my guy Sutton. Um, for those of you who just came from Engraven stream, thank you. Appreciate that big time. And shout out to Engraven and the whole Ravens YouTube community because y'all are
Yeah.
goats. Everybody there is goats. It's a great community. But real quick, we're not just football. The Apple Music replay and the Spotify rewind came out. I just want to know who
It
you
did.
guys, your top artists are, because mine,
Ooh,
I listened to 100 hours of Travis Scott this past year.
a
So
hundred hours.
I'm a pretty big Travis Scott fan. I just want to know what you guys throw it in the chat. I'd love to hear you guys listen to. Maybe throw me on to some music for my next video.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh
hope you guys are
yeah.
doing good. Happy
That's
holidays,
good to
happy
see.
Hanukkah to my Jews in here.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
we've already got a lot of people in here. Shout out to everybody that's in here right now. Michael the
I'm
Hawks
hyped.
fan. Our guy Fatal Storm Clan is here. Zay King 56. What's up,
Ah,
bro? How you doing?
usuals.
Devin, what's good, man? Falu, shout out to you. Very,
Yes.
very loyal. Joseph, Michael, I already said Michael the Hawks
Yeah.
fan. Hellcats meets. We got some new people in here. We got
Oh,
some new
welcome.
people.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for
Oh, I'm
coming
hyped.
through to the Purple Rain. Yeah, I'm hyped
Ah,
too. Thank you for
I
coming
haven't
through to
been
the
this
Purple
hyped.
Rain podcast.
Ah, man.
You said you haven't
I'm
been this
like,
hyped since when?
since like our first episode, because we won a game. We finally won.
Right. We finally got a W. We finally got another W. I was starting to think that maybe this podcast is a little bit of bad mojo, but I was wrong. I was wrong because we came out and we showed out against the Cowboys on Wednesday night. And we're going to get into that and much, much more on this
Yes.
episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Like he said, that is Alex Soberman, aka simply AS10. Let them know where they can find you at, bro.
You can find me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod, on Twitter at AlexSoberman_. And real quick, my dad brought up a great point.
Hmm.
My DMs are always open. If you need somebody to talk to about anything, I'm
Yeah.
here. I know it's hard. You got online school going on if you're young. You can't really
Hmm.
see your friends, can't talk to anybody. I'm here. I got you. If you want to talk about football life, I got you. But
Yeah.
besides that, man, I can't wait to get into this. And something, tell them where they can find you at.
Well, yeah, I mean, just piggybacking off of what you said real quick, that's a great point because my DMs are always open. They're also open, like always, to you guys. We love you guys. That's my point I'm trying to make here. And we want to just interact with you guys at every corner, every chance that we get. So
Yeah.
make sure you DM us. If you want to talk to us, like you said, about NFL football, about other sports, about life, about this, about
Yeah.
that, just let us know, because we are here for you guys. And we thank you guys for coming through to the Purple Rain podcast. I believe this is episode 9 now. This
Oh,
is the
man.
ninth episode. Wow, so
Oh,
we're one off from 10. We're one off from 10, and we're coming off of a W. So we're very excited right now. If you probably can't tell, let's see.
yeah.
Fatal Storm Clan. We got Parker. Let's talk about this. I wanted to give you guys my top 3. Parker Shaver
Okay,
says in
Parker.
his top 2, Lil Baby, and then Travis Scott for
Go
his
green.
top
Just
2.
for that. Go green.
Michael the Hawks fan, he says my top 5 was Lil Baby, Pop Smoke, Roddy
Rest
Rich,
in
The
peace.
Baby, and NBA YoungBoy. Solid list. Solid
Solid.
list. Rest in peace, Pop
Solid.
Smoke.
Hey,
Yeah, I think my top 3 was actually mine was Gunna. I'm a big Gunna fan. And then
okay.
Kanye West, and then Drake.
Go.
Yeah,
Okay.
those are my
Okay.
those are my top 3 from this year. But yeah. Let's see. We got a couple
Chat.
people in here talking about. What do you say?
I don't know that. So, given our top fives, I have Lil TJ number 2, Roddy Rich number 3, Lil Baby
Mm.
4, and Lil Uzi Vert 5. But my 6 was Jay Critch. I don't know if you know him, New York rapper.
Oh, I love Jay
Fire.
Critch.
Like, nobody knows him, I swear. But man, in the gym,
Jay
I'll be
Critch the
running.
fave.
Yes, hood fade, love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, if you put me onto some songs, put us onto some artists that we may not know about, because I'd
Yes,
be
yes,
love
yes.
that.
Because I don't know. You said Low Key J. I don't know who that is.
Lil TJ,
Lil TJ.
Lil TJ,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, my man.
I love Lil TJ. He's cool. I like him a lot.
Yes, yes.
Um, let's see. Action Jackson Flock. He says he had Polo G, PNB Rock, and Pop Smoke. Okay, the PNB
OG.
Rock. That's interesting because a lot of people haven't really, been talking about PNB Rock that lately. But I know Polo G just kind of popped out this year.
Mm,
I know he's had a really,
100%.
really good year. Action Jackson Flock
3X,
says
bro.
3X Bravo. He's fire. Okay, I have to
I'm about
check
to add
that
him
out.
right now, right now,
Yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna get them from you after the show. I'm gonna just look back through
for
the
sure.
chat. And let's see. Whoopty, CJ. Okay.
Oh
King
yeah, that
Von.
song is blowing up.
Really? This
One
song, Whoopty by CJ?
that song is huge. Like one of the biggest rap songs
Really?
out right now. Yeah.
I never heard it. I need to listen to it. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Your boy Mike, he says my top is Roddy, Polo G, and Rod Wave. I like Rod Wave too. He's very
Yeah.
smooth, very smooth.
He blew up this year.
Um, he did, he
Big
did. He had a
things.
good year. I'm loving you guys putting your top five and your top threes in here,
Yes, that's
man.
what I
This,
want to
this is
see.
what it's all about. You know what I mean? J. Cole, Lil Baby, Drake, Roddy Rich, Jid, and Lil TJ is what Jonathan Washington Jr. says.
Can't go
I
wrong with
like
J.
all those
Cole.
guys.
You cannot
Can't
go
go wrong
wrong
with
with
J.
J. Cole.
Cole. I heard he was thinking about dropping an album. Like I
I
saw
thought it was gonna be
rumors of that on
yesterday.
Twitter. Yeah,
Yeah, one of my friends is a huge. I know if Boz is in here. He's a huge J. Cole fan. I mean,
right.
he was excited for nothing because it didn't drop. But
Yeah.
hey, man, it's gonna drop sooner or later. Because I'm waiting on Utopia from Travis Scott, and then Kanye
Mm,
West. I think it was Donda. We've waited for like 2 years for that. It's
yeah.
hard as a Kanye fan because he teases music and just never drops it.
Yeah, same thing with Playboy Cardi as well.
Oh man, all the
Yeah.
time, all the
Gosh.
time.
Let's say I'm a wrestling guy says we just talking rap or nah, man, we're talking all genres, you
Anything,
know?
drop it.
Yeah, all music, any music that you
We can
listen
go
to,
R&B
because
because I love me
we can
some
go
R&B.
we can go rap, we can go R&B, we can go rock, we can go alternative, we can go pop, we can go all day here on the Purple
We
Rain
go country.
podcast. Country, all of it. You know what I mean? But let's see. Just real quick, Chris Hall says, "Have y'all ever heard the Drake Take Care album?" Yes, of course.
Of
That's one of
course.
his best albums.
Oh,
I'm a wrestling guy says Brent Fayez. Shout out to Brent
yes.
Fayez, man.
Yes.
Very, very underrated, very talented artist as well. Zay
100%.
King 56, Earth, Wind, and Fire, taking it back. Okay, old school. I love it. And Joyner Lucas. Okay, yeah, Joyner Lucas is
Yes.
he's definitely underrated as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, that was the music talk, man. We want to do more of that, you know.
I
We
love
like to
it. That
talk
was
about other
different.
things other than just sports, you know. It's different. So, and we'll probably get into some other stuff later as well. Brandon Lewis has Hood Fave, so he's hip to
Good fave.
Jay Critch
Yes.
as well. And we'll talk about Jay Critch a little bit off the air after we finish, because I didn't know you were a Jay Critch fan, but
For
that's
real,
interesting.
man. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
like him a lot. But man, how are you? How are you, Alex? How you been doing, man?
I. Oh, let's see. Took my last final yesterday. Done
Okay.
with the semester.
Uh-huh.
Um, you know, Ravens win. This
Yep.
guy showed out. He had forget a flu game. He had a COVID game. All right.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
man, that offense, I love seeing 294 rushing yards. Man, I'll tell you what, Gus
Man.
Edwards, RB1, averaged 14 yards a carry.
Mm. Mm.
Gus and
Y'all
JK.
know, bro. Y'all know what 14 yards a carry is? That's a first down and a half every time you touch the football. That's crazy.
I
And he
got
only
a
has 7
haircut.
carries.
I'm
Oh
feeling
yeah, you
good.
do. I
I'm
see the
feeling
fade.
good.
I see the fade with the part on the side. Yes, sir.
Yes. Shout out my guy Timmy, my barber. Yes.
Mm.
Man, it's a good week. And let's just hope next Monday's even better. But we'll get into that. How
Yeah.
are you doing? What was your emotions watching the game? Good, bad, and different. Let's talk about it.
Man, yeah, let's talk about it. So during the game, man, I was an emotional train wreck, and you know, me and you were texting back and forth throughout most of the game, and I was telling you, like, it's literally being a Ravens fan. It's like being on a roller coaster full of emotions. It's up and down. You know, you never know what you're gonna get from this drive to the next. You know, we go down and score a touchdown, and then we allow a 50-yard punt return or a kick return, and then now they're set up to go score a touchdown, and then we come and score a touchdown, and then, you know, it's just back and forth. That's how that game was for the most part, at least the first half, you know.
Yes.
Second half, we kind of turned it up on them a little bit, but, you know, I was just, the game was just an emotional train wreck for me. But, yeah, biggest takeaway for me from that game, like we said, the running game, man. We just stuck to our guns. We did what we needed to do. We ate, and I loved
Beat
it. J.K.
JK.
Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins, after his first big run, he did the
He
Zeke,
said,
you know, the eat thing. Yeah, I loved it. I was loving
and
every
you know
second
what?
of it.
They're both from Ohio State. And what's crazy,
Yeah,
J.K. Dobbins broke all of Zeke's records. Oh,
yeah.
and he had a better game than him, too. Beat
Oh
J.K.
man, be J.K. man. J.K. bro. I think what was he averaging? Like I think at least like 6 yards a carry, something like
Yeah,
that.
man. I was I was watching the game with my pops and seeing
Mm,
that 27 the The short running back running down the sideline, shifty.
Yeah.
Man, it's like I'm back in middle school, high school watching Ray Rice. Good
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, man. It's just like K Dog says with that homage that he paid to Zeke. I don't know if it's
Yes.
homage. It's probably a friendly thing, you know.
We'll see.
We'll
Hey,
see.
we
We'll
got the
see.
dub. That's all that matters. But while we're talking about the game,
Yeah.
this guy, he's not Sutton anymore. He's fortune teller Sutton. Because last week we're talking about our predictions, and we were wrong in the sacks because we only had one sack. We said we would have 4. I said we'd have more.
Right.
But this guy, he said we'd have 2 interceptions. We didn't have 2, we had 1.
We had
But
1.
he said Patrick Queen would have an interception. And guess what happened?
Patrick Queen got a pick. My guy
Do we have
PQ got a pick. Oh yeah, and just in
have
case you guys don't believe us,
We have the
this
receipts.
is definitely
Podcast,
this is the receipt. Did call on our last podcast that Patrick Queen would have an interception this week. So we'll see if that happens tomorrow. If it does happen, then I don't know. I might do something crazy on the next podcast. But
You heard him. You heard him.
yeah, you did. Yeah. So listen, bro, it happened. I called it. Patrick Queen, he did get an interception. I might, make another prediction or something like that this week. I did have one in mind, actually. I've had one that's been sitting on my heart real heavy. And I'll probably talk about that a little bit later when we start previewing the Browns game a little bit. But yeah, man. Let's talk about the chat just a little bit here. Joseph says we have 0 pass rush. That was a problem in the game. Like you said, we only had 1 sack, and I felt like we should have had way more. Yeah. Now, my initial analysis of the pass rush as I was watching the game, I was looking at it and I was like, okay, so the edge pressure is kind of getting there. Getting to him, but all Andy Dalton had to do, he's a veteran, we all know he's capable of doing this. He steps up in the pocket and he delivers the throw on time. He was getting the ball out very, very quick, and you can get the ball out very quick when there's no interior pressure. And I feel like that's something that we were lacking on Wednesday when we played the Cowboys. I said it before a couple minutes ago on Engraven's live stream. Shout out to Engraven, like Alex said.
Yes.
Calais Campbell, he did not look 100%. He did not look even 80%, 70% out there. He was moving around real funny. The announcers even said it, so that's how you know. Yeah, gingerly. It was obvious. So I think that that kind of stifled us a little bit with the pass rush. But the good thing was that Calais Campbell got out of that game healthy and not re-injured. Yes. You know what I mean? Yes. So pass rush going forward, yes, we had 0 pass rush in the last game. But I do think that going forward, getting a Calais Campbell back to full strength and having a Brandon Williams played well. Brandon Williams played really well.
Most underrated Raven. I don't care what anybody. When we don't have Brandon Williams, we don't play good.
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. But big shout out to Derek Wolfe as well, because Derek Wolfe, he was the star on the defensive line. I think he led the line in tackles in that game. So we definitely got to start giving our flowers to Derek Wolfe, because he is super underrated. We're talking about underrated Ravens. He is one of them for sure.
Yes. He stepped up when everybody's out. That he steps up when we needed him to. Now, granted, we didn't win those games, but he kept us in it. So a big shout out to Derek Wolfe. But we're talking about the team. I feel like Calais, if he's 100%, man, that's the leader in the trenches. When he plays, I have just confidence. Yeah, and it's like I feel like he should have been a Raven for life. I love what he brings to the team. Great dude. His deep ass voice, Calais Campbell. He has the deepest voice I've ever heard.
Right.
But man, I just wish we could keep him forever. But he's going towards the end of his career. But let's get him that ring he deserves.
Yeah, he deserves it for sure. Big Calais Campbell. That's right, K-Dog. Calais Campbell, we talked about it before. He's like 6'8", sub 300 pounds. There's no stopping that. So once we get him back healthy, I think we will all see that our pass rush will get better. Let's see. Musty Lopez, shout out to you. He said, did Hollywood earn his name back? Good question. Good question, man.
What is the point of having soldiers when you're never going to use them? Never. Man, did he? I don't. You know what? Have a good game against the Browns. That name's back. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're gonna need that offense in that Browns game.
100%.
Our defense is gonna have to step up, but we're gonna have to set the tone and uh, come out there swinging. We're gonna have to come out swinging
Yeah.
against the Browns. So I think that not Hollywood,
Yeah,
Marquise
Mr.
Brown,
Brown.
Mr. Brown. If Mr. Brown has a good game, he has something like 5 catches, 93 yards, a touchdown. That would be perfect. He can get Hollywood back with that stat line for me.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So
Man,
he just needs one more game. What you say?
I want to bring up that touchdown because that
Yeah.
was a Hollywood play. That wasn't Marquise
Yeah.
on that play. And
Yeah.
we've been talking about it. What did the Chiefs do so well? Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, backyard football.
Right.
When the route is over with, you're not just standing there and move around and get open. He
Yeah.
had a nice little turn. He was gone. And Lamar, he threw it on a dime like he wasn't even trying.
Like he wasn't even trying.
Toe tap, toe drag swag, touchdown. And it was good. Because we've missed so many passes this year. It was nice to finally have one.
Right. Right. And just shout out to Lamar Jackson for just putting that ball only where his man could get it. Because yes, it was a great play by Marquise or Mr. Brown from because Lamar started on one side of the field. And the amazing thing about that play is that he started looking on the right side of the field. And Marquise, I keep slipping up. Marquise is running his route on the left side of the field. Lamar brings his eyes all the way over to the left. And as soon as Marquise realizes that, he feels the defense behind him. He feels the defender behind him. And he's like, okay, this guy's only a couple steps away from me. I'm going to cut out to the outside and go back up towards the end zone. That is backyard football like I have never seen it before from the Ravens football team. So
you're playing NFL Street out there. If you know,
what
if
I
you know,
mean?
you know.
That's what you need. That's what you need. A quarterback like Lamar Jackson, you need to have that backyard football mentality. Imagine put Lamar Jackson on the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Where they're all coming back to the ball and they're all trying to rally around Mahomes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bro, Lamar goes off. Sometimes our receivers kind of show a lack of interest, that lack of fight. You know what I mean? To like get open. That dog. So listen, bro, we need more of that. But long story short, Marquise will get his name back if he performs against the Browns on Monday.
I would love for him to have a game like he did last year, week 1. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Because if we can bring that out, yeah, man. And I think we just had our expectations set so high. Like, we drafted a receiver and he's producing. Like, what is this? But I feel like he's getting his confidence back. That's 2 straight games with a touchdown, and they haven't been just wide open touchdowns. He's had to work for him. So I know that we've given him his slack, but I'm gonna give him some props because I'm happy what I'm seeing out of him. Let's just keep it going, because if we hit that hot streak now, because we got on a 12-game winning streak last year, we got on a 12-game winning streak this year. We won the championship. So let's get back to our ways, win, and just take it 1 week at a time.
1 week at a time, and that's what pretty much answering Lou's question here. Do you think it's too late to turn this team around and get to the playoffs and win out to the Super Bowl? I still believe. Yes, we believe that we can still turn it around and make it to the Super Bowl, but to Alex's point, we have to take it 1 game at a time. We have to get to the playoffs first. And then when we get to the playoffs, we have to kill that, that stigma that, we can only that stank, that stereotype against the Ravens. Like, oh, the Ravens, they're bad in the playoffs. One and done.
Can't win a playoff game, man.
Right. If we can silence those critics, I feel like we have a very strong chance. Listen, if we win in the wild card matchup, saying that we make the playoffs, just assuming we make the playoffs. If we do, hypothetically speaking, if we did win a wild card matchup, everyone's back on the bandwagon. Promise you. And if we do it convincingly, it's like, oh, well, shoot. I mean, Lamar won a playoff game now. So, I mean, the sky's kind of the limit. We don't know his limits from here. So, people are going to start questioning. They're going to start jumping back on the Lamar bandwagon. I promise you that. So, like we said, we just have to take it 1 game at a time. And hopefully we can do what we need to do to make the playoffs. Let's see. So other thoughts from the game, Alex? Other things that you took away from it, the good, the bad, the ugly?
Okay. I'm going to keep it a good one. This is a Ravens run wild versus Dallas. I've been slandering Mark Ingram for the past few weeks. All right. And I will eat my words. He had a good game. He didn't have too many touches, but when he was in, he made those touches count. I think it was like a 3rd and 4, he got 5. 2nd and 6, he got 7. So it's like, he'll be good because he'll be a change of pace. But once again, he's not our lead back. But I just want to, give a shout out to him for, doing his thing. And I think he understands he's not the number 1, number 2. So just be that guy to hype us up. And when you come in, make use of your chances. Because Justice Hill came in for a snap, caught a ball at the backfield, almost got a first down. So I like our guys, pushing, trying to get that first down, trying to get that touchdown. It's good to see. Yeah. I'm very happy. So I could be.
Man, I don't know, man. I still don't know how I feel about Mark Ingram running the ball. I just don't. Like it's. You got to think about it, man. I believe his stat line was like 6 carries for 28 yards. It's like, come on. Gus Edwards had 7 for like 109 or something like that.
Pick 6 Los Angeles Rams, 17-0 against the Patriots. We need that.
Great job. Great job, LA Rams. Great
Kenny
job.
Young, the former Raven. Okay.
Yeah. But like back to your point though, I mean, we were talking about like Mark Ingram and stuff like that. Mark Ingram, yes, he made the most of his opportunities that he got. But to K-Dog's point, he says Dallas is 32nd in the league against the run. And 100%. With 6 carries, Mark Ingram averaged about 30 yards. With 7 carries, Gus Edwards had over 100. You know what I mean? So I just think that I don't want to really just say like, oh, he had a good game. You know what I mean? He had the game that he was supposed to have at minimum. You know what I mean? Like 6 carries against that defense. You should be getting a little bit more than that, considering how much our other running backs did. But the thing about Mark Ingram is he is older. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that same burst, that same flair. Like when J.K. Dobbins gets the ball, it's electric. You know what I mean? He gets out into the open field, or even when he's not in the open field, if he just is running, he's shifty. You know what I mean? He's very elusive and he's very hard to bring down. Mark Ingram is just kind of like halfback dive. I'm going to just go straight up the gut. You know what I mean? If I don't break it out wide open, then you know what I mean? I'm probably going to get tackled. So I get it. We use Mark Ingram in moderation because he is still on our roster. But, after this season, I think it's going to be the JK and Gus show going forward.
Yeah. And that'll get us wins. I mean, a 1-2 punch like that. Look at the Browns. They got Chubb and Hunt. I mean, and that's working wonders for them. So and Chubb reminds me of I'm going to compare, Chubb is our Gus. Gus is our Chubb, and then Hunt is kind of like the JK. But hey man, I'm happy if we can just get production, start winning games, keep it going. Sky's the limit. And my biggest fear, I think, come next week is the coaching. We exposed what was out there with the Cowboys. They can't stop the run. Okay, then run for 300 yards on them. What are the Browns bad at? Let's expose that, but let's be who we are as well.
Yeah, definitely got to be who we are against the Browns. Just want to bring up a couple things from the chat. Shout out to everybody that's in here watching live right now. If you are watching live, don't forget to like the video, guys. Don't forget that. It helps us out a whole bunch. And make sure while you're there, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Listen, we're sticking around.
3 away from 200.
3 subscribers away from 200. So 3 of you guys in here can make 200 happen for us. And if you guys could do that, we would love you guys so much. Us. Ooh, 3 rings. I like that. I wouldn't mind that. I like that a lot. But I see somebody brings up a hot topic here. 2K Crossover 21 says, hot topic. Deshaun Elliott is the hardest hitter on the team. Alex, you agree with that or no?
I am a Deshaun Elliott fan from the day we picked him up. I agree with you. I mean, the way, come on, he stood over King Henry.
Yeah.
Can I curse? Can I curse?
Go ahead, bro.
Like he was his bitch. All right. He stood over him. Oh man. I gotta agree with you there. Yeah, he knocked him out of the game for like a play or two.
He did. I mean, Derrick Henry was definitely a little bit shaken up on that play. Now, of course, he didn't hit Derrick Henry like head on, like Derrick Henry was coming full steam and Deshaun Elliott was coming full steam. And they just collided and Deshaun just blew him out of the water. Derrick Henry was kind of like, he was trying to dodge defenders, change of pace. And, when you make a cut, you temporarily for like a split second leave yourself open to get hit. And Deshaun Elliott pulled up at the right time. But that's to that point, though, that's good for Deshaun Elliott. That's good on him to pulling up. Like, he's not afraid That's the thing about Deshaun Elliott. He doesn't matter who you are because he still made that tackle in the open field against Derrick Henry.
Yeah, 1-on-1.
You know what I mean? He just pulled up on him and said, he was like, listen, I'm going to hit you. I don't
Yeah.
care how many guys you've tossed out of the club in the past year or two. I am going to hit you. And that's what he did. So, I mean, shout out to, Deshaun Elliott. Hopefully he can stay healthy. I know he's dealing with an ankle right now. I kind of saw him limping around on it against the Cowboys. So hopefully he'll be good to go 100% against the Browns on Monday. Let's see.
I'll bring up my hot topic, and I want the chat, and I want LJ Fort is the best tackler on the defense. That's just me. That's me.
LJ Fort. Wow.
Yes.
Love LJ Fort, man. Shout out to LJ Fort.
Shout out to LJ Fort because, it was like the first drive. He met somebody in the backfield for like a loss. Like I think it was Zeke for like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Zeke is RB1, one of the top running backs in the league. Met him in the backfield and just on a pass too. Read it out. 1-on-1 tackle, just took him down.
Yeah, that was glorious. You love to see it. Zeke had a pretty decent game against us. He was averaging about 4 yards a carry, which is something that we definitely, need to address as a defense. Our run defense is a little bit suspect, and you think it wouldn't be, but it is. So going into this game against the Browns, where they have, a Nick Chubb, a Kareem Hunt, what do we do, Alex? What can we do?
Man. Am I the coach now? I wish I was.
Yeah, Coach Alex.
What do we do? Let's just talk about our depth in the defensive line right now. Calais Campbell, Derek Wolfe, Brandon Williams, Justin Madubuike, Jihad Ward, Pernell McPhee, Ty Spouser, and we're getting Judon back too. They can help us stop the run, and there's some pass rushers in there too, like Yannick. But I feel like if we can just stop that run, make them pass. Because teams that pass for 50 or 60 times usually don't win. It's if you see it around 30, they're going to have a good game. And even Lamar, he threw for like 13, 14, 15 times. We won. So I feel like if we can just hit our holes and just stop them, show them that we're the physical team and not them. Who are they? They're our little brother. We took your team and we won 2 Super Bowls. Who are you? It's a division game, and I hope that Harbaugh gets our guys ready to go because they weren't ready for war against the Titans. Titans disrespected us, stepped in our shield, and what did we do? Let them beat us. Let's turn it around.
Honestly,
this game needs some more.
I think that, and I was mentioning this on Engraven's podcast, it feels like this Ravens, the post-COVID Ravens, so after the Steelers game, it feels like we are a whole new team, kind of rebirthed right now. And it feels good, moving forward because it feels like we have we've been rejuvenated a little bit. And that Titans game was literally rock bottom for us. A.J. Brown just carrying guys into the end zone to kind of seal the deal in that game. And Derrick Henry breaking off that run in overtime. That was rock bottom for our team, and I feel like after that, we got hit with COVID really hard. We didn't get to play on Thanksgiving. We lost to the Steelers. And now we just, we're coming off of a win against the Cowboys. And now we've got the Browns. The Browns game is a statement game. All the big analysts and everybody were saying after the Cowboys game, like, yes, the Ravens look good, but it was just the Cowboys. The Browns are 9-3. There's no excuse.
They're a good team. And right now they're better than us. I really don't care what anybody says. I know I call them a little brother, but they are a better team than us. Yeah. Let's go out there and just prove why we are the Ravens and why we will be in the playoffs. And this is – I think about it on Twitter. I see people bring up the week 1 because we're turning to the Browns fans from last year. That they're talking about a win that was in the beginning of the season. They beat us 40-25 last year. We go in there week 16 and just smoke them. Let's not let that happen to us. We gotta win. This is a huge, 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 huge game, and I think if we win this, our chances of winning out just go up by a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be riding momentum too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking towards we'll get into it more on the Thursday episode. What is this Thursday? Oh God, on Monday because we had Monday
episode. Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
that's gonna be
Thursday.
Fun. We're gonna get to stream right before the game on Monday.
Oh, wow.
That should be fun. Let's see. So, real quick here, our guy Joseph Follett. Shout out to you. I think you're a new viewer. I haven't really seen you in the chat room before. So yeah, let us know. Shout out to you though. He says, what's your opinion on Patrick Queen? When I watch his film from this year, he's been overrated, sadly. And I can agree with that in certain spots. He's had his ups and downs,
Yeah.
but we've seen a lot of promise from him. A lot of the times he's not in the right place at the right times, and then a lot of times he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think getting this first year under his belt is very important. And we guys, we have to understand with the rookies, expectations going into this season were already tempered, right? Because we didn't get a regular training camp or a preseason or anything like that. So these guys are just out here just playing football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let Patrick Queen and all the other guys that are new to our roster get accustomed for about a year, especially the guys on defense. And Wink is with them, for a year in the offseason. They really get to sit down and like break things down and study and hone themselves as a player. I think you'll see Patrick Queen probably have a breakout year next year. I'm calling that. I like Patrick Queen a lot.
Hey, I mean, you got something right about Patrick Queen in prediction already. And
Yeah.
playing linebacker is just so hard. It's not like he's
Mm-hmm.
Chase Young, just on the line trying to get the quarterback. Like he
Yeah.
has to know when to blitz, know when to drop in coverage, man
Yeah.
up. So it's hard for him. I mean, I
Yeah.
look at it, Isaiah Simmons. Really, the Cardinals limited him, and I really can't think of any other middle linebackers. Kenneth Murray, I know he just had his first sack a few weeks ago. So it's like
Yeah.
just give him some time, and that's what we got LJ Fort, and hopefully we have Malik Harrison too. So
Yeah.
we'll be all right.
And I think
All
like
right.
to your point, like as a linebacker, you have to, be responsible for so many things on defense, and it's probably one of the most taxing positions to play
Mhm.
physically and mentally as well on
Yeah.
defense, because you have to pretty much react to what the offense is doing. Of course, the whole defense has to do that, but it's kind of on you. And I like to use this like reference or analogy. It's like peanut butter jelly. It's like a sandwich almost. You have like your peanut butter and jelly that's in the middle. Those are your linebackers, right? And then your secondary is like the bread on one end, and then your defensive line is the bread on the other end. And
I like that.
the Patrick
I mean, I
Queen,
like it.
the linebackers, they got to be the flavor. You know what I mean? They got to be able to like mix it up and stuff like that, and be kind of like that. I don't know what the word is, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. Like they have to be very versatile. They have to be very
Okay.
versatile. And like you said, they have to be able to drop back in coverage, recognize when to plug the A gap or B gap and stop the run. So it's very, very
Yeah.
hard to be a linebacker. So shout out to Patrick Queen, shout out to Malik Harrison, shout out to L.J. Fort, and all of the guys that we had, back in the day. Ray
Yeah, I was
Lewis.
gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it's like not every linebacker is going to be like him, but the Ravens, when we draft or we get a linebacker, they're not
Yeah.
bad. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'll be happy to talk about it. We had Daryl Smith, and then we
Mm-hmm.
had C.J. Mosley and Zach Orr, and I mean, now we have Patrick Queen, and then Malik Harrison. So let's just hope that just trust in our coaches and trust in DaCosta for picking the right guys. But
DC.
we'll definitely we'll see more of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think we've answered this before, but JF, shout out to you. I think you're also new. Shout out to all you guys new that are coming through. Make sure you like and
Let us know.
subscribe. Yeah.
Let us know.
He says, what do y'all think about Allen Robinson on free agency, though? Is it the move? I know Alex likes Allen Robinson a lot. He wants us to get him. I don't think we'll make that move in the offseason, just me
I don't
personally.
like either. I mean, it's kind
Yeah.
of like that Madden thing. Like, I'll hop on Madden and put him on the Ravens. But I just
Yeah.
can't see us doing it. We don't invest in the offense. Simply, I mean, I know
Yeah.
we signed Ronnie Stanley to that contract, but I think it was like 140 mil we put into the defense and then 40 into the offense. And I mean, we have cap space, but I would rather put it towards, I'd say, a right guard for a Marshall Yonder replacement.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Speaking of our offensive line, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Bradley Bozeman, who
Yes,
actually
talk
is
about it.
nominated. Yeah, he's nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award for all of the humanitarian stuff that he does with his wife, like going in, going out and talking to underprivileged children at like schools and stuff like that, and just helping out in the community. So big shout out to Bradley Bozeman. I saw the speech that John Harbaugh kind of gave for him, and then Bradley Bozeman kind of said a couple words to the team at practice and stuff like that, and it just warmed my heart because Bradley
Yeah,
Bozeman, you can just tell how good of a guy he is, especially coming off of that that Lamar run where you see him in the background. He's
like
like, yeah, it's a touchdown. Yeah, that was a sick shot. Whoever took that picture,
that
you're
was tough.
you're a great photographer. That was tough.
100%.
But yeah, man. Let's see. Like I said,
I mean, I
shout
know
out
it
to
does a lot
Bradley
with like
Bozeman.
with
Mhm.
anti-bullying too. I mean, I think at one point I think everybody's been bullied, so you know what it's
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
So
Mm,
especially like younger, like when you get older in like high school, if you're not there yet, like just brush
yeah,
it off because nothing matters after that. Just
yeah,
believe us.
yeah.
So yeah, man, just keep on going. Don't care what anybody thinks. Don't listen to them rumors. Just be you. That's the biggest thing.
Be you, man. Let's see. We have. Huh. What do y'all think about wideout? What do you think we should do about wideout?
Ooh, ooh. Man, I don't know. I don't want us to draft anybody because we don't use people who we draft. Devin Duvernay, James Prochet. Um,
What's up with that, man? Is it Greg Roman? Is it Lamar? Is it why is it that with our receivers when we draft we just cannot develop these guys? We just can't do it. We literally rely on veterans to come in and make a couple plays here and there to get us by. You
we
know?
do. I mean, you can go into the history. Steve Smith, Anquan Bolden, Derek Mason. I know old heads can probably before my time too. But it's gone back to even when we drafted people. I think like Travis Taylor, he never did anything. Demetrius Williams, he never did anything. I'm throwing it back right now. Um, and then you can look. I mean, Torrey Smith did something. I know we had Aaron Millette. He didn't do anything. Marlon Brown, he was all right for us. But it's something in the scouting. Like, why can't we scout? Or maybe we are scouting them, and maybe we just can't do anything to develop them. I would love to have Steve Smith in as a coach because he would bring that
Mm,
dog mentality too. I mean,
mm.
he was like one of my favorites even before he came to the Ravens.
You know,
So
it's funny that you bring up Steve Smith
okay,
because
okay.
you had tweeted something not too long ago,
Oh, I
and
did.
it's actually doing some pretty big numbers on Twitter right now. Something is Steve Smith. He kind of went in on our offensive coordinator Greg Roman in a little interview piece that he was doing. We just kind of want to show you guys that really quick, just to show you what he said
You
and
can
see if you
skip
guys
through it
agree.
a little bit. I know you'll probably be able to see like what the main part of it is.
I mean, just okay, yeah. So I'll just show you guys really quick because I mean he was speaking a lot of facts, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so let's see.
Formation, same thing. So all of this
Rewind
that
it
you
for
have
you
to be
guys.
careful of is when you talk about Greg Roman. Greg Roman's been running this defense for a very long time. And if you really want to know how long, run that tape, folks, so we can show them how long he's been doing it. Because, listen, 2012, look at this, 22 personnel, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. That wide receiver is also Randy Moss. Anyway, 2015, Tyrod Taylor, 22 personnel. Same look, same formation. Let's go to 2020, folks. Ah, wow. Same formation, same thing. So all of this information and all of this talk about can Lamar turn it around? Is Lamar this? Is Lamar that? The one thing I know about Greg Roman is this. He will shock you and he will surprise you early on. But in the end, as defensive coordinators start to get all of the information, think about it. He's been running the same stuff for 8 years now. He changes the jersey, but the same plays are going over and over. He has better players, but they're still lining up with 1 wide receiver, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, and they're doing the same stuff. So guess what, guys? If he doesn't change it up, Lamar will still start to look less Lamar. So it's not Lamar needs to change it up. Greg Roman needs to update his data.
Then he went on and said that basically Greg Roman's on like dial-up internet. He doesn't have a
Yeah,
surface. And he's like behind a few updates, which I mean never changed Steve Smith. There's a reason
yeah,
why like this Baltimore loves him because he calls it how he sees it. Simple as
yeah,
that. He's not going to beat around it. And
yeah.
probably one of my favorite players ever, just because of the way he just played. He was a dog.
Honestly, yeah. We talk about that dog mentality. Steve Smith embodied that. But he's so right
His
about
first
that
game,
though.
I mean, his first game
Yeah,
against the Bengals, he stiff armed Pac-Man Jones like 15 yards for a touchdown. Like, man,
he plays angry. I think that's the thing.
yeah, he
He's like
does.
legit like mad at guys. Have you
Little
ever seen
man
the
syndrome,
video? Have you ever seen the video where he's like talking to Cam Newton and DJ Moore, And
Oh,
he's
with the
talking about
fantasy?
with the fantasy football. he's like should I start DJ Moore or like should I just flex him? And he's talking to
Yeah.
Cam Newton. He's talking to Cam Newton, but DJ Moore's standing like right next to him.
Yeah.
And he's like he's not no real receiver yet, or
Yeah.
something like that. And he was just like you think he was like telling like DJ Moore like you think I should start you
Tell me why should I start you?
like why should I start you? He was like you're not gonna give me 1 point, are you? He's like,
He's like,
you give me.
your
He's like, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you if you give me like a couple points. That shit was hilarious because
cursed
he'll
more
do it
tonight.
too.
We've cursed more tonight than we have the past 8 episodes combined, but that's
I know.
when we win, it just slips out.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a good time when the Ravens win, man. You like to see us. You love to see us energetic and full of life, on the Purple Rain podcast. If you're watching the Purple Rain podcast right now live, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then also click the little notification bell so you can get notifications whenever we post stuff. Join that Purple Rain gang. Let's see.
Purple Rain gang. Also, while we're here, looking through the comments, drop any questions you have. We can talk any game this week. I mean, I think we reviewed the Cowboys game pretty good. And then usually on Mondays, we review the game, but it's been really weird with all these different games, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So usually, it's Monday we review the game from Sunday, then Thursday we preview Sunday's game. So Monday we'll be going live before the game, and then we'll be talking about it, previewing it. So it should be fun, and we'll preview a little hint of it tonight.
Yeah. Let's see here. K-Dog says, watch party in the future with the Purple Rain podcast.
I curse way too much. I get very, very passionate. Like when Lamar told it, like get off the field for the 4th time, I'm like, thank you. I'm like, that's what we need, a leader. He wants to win. I said a few little expletives in there too.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I love seeing that. I just love play for the badge.
Yeah.
Play for the front of the shirt. They'll remember the name on the back.
Real quick, I wanted to ask you a question before I address some questions in the chat here. Who was your player of the game from that Wednesday night game?
Can I give it to the whole offensive line? Because they played very well. They played very, very well. Lamar, he wasn't sacked. He scrambled, but he wasn't getting sacked. And I know we've talked about the line a lot, so shout out to them. And Orlando Brown Jr., easy money.
Easy money.
Went up to the camp. Love that. And that's what I think, going to your point about this could be the team turning the page because it's like a whole new team. I love seeing it. It reminds me of last year, going to the camera, doing your thing. J.K. Dobbins hitting some dances. Man.
Yeah. Love to see it, right? Love to see it. For me, it's definitely going to be Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson did what he needed to do, coming fresh off COVID. You know what I mean? He went out there, had 200 total yards of offense, 3 touchdowns. And that's including like 94 rushing yards on the ground. Like, come on, man. You're fresh off of COVID. They said he was showing symptoms before he started testing negative again. And now he's just right back to his normal self. He literally looked like last year Lamar, like MVP season Lamar. He looked even better than, he has pretty much all season, minus a couple throws that he missed. And I will admit that. But that burst, I think that it was the first Lamar Jackson run of that game where he showed so much burst and speed. And it was just like, oh, that's a little dangerous. That's a little dangerous right there. Don't hurt him, Lamar. Like, listen, don't break their spirit too early. It's over. It's over when guys are like respecting Lamar Jackson mid game. Like the other team is like picking him up off the ground, or like they're on the sideline. They're like patting him on the helmet, like, hey man, good play, because they know that he's just busting their ass like all game, man. You love to see it, but
man, when you mentioned MVP Lamar, he was playing like I got goosebumps. No Travis Scott, I got goosebumps because it's like just thinking about that. It was just last year I was watching. It was fun, and bringing that up, like there was plays to be 3rd and 9. He would just force it. He ran and got the first down. I'm like, that's all we've been asking for. You don't have to throw. Don't prove it to us. We don't care. If you win a Super Bowl, whatever. F what everybody thinks. I'm not gonna say it, but F what everybody else thinks. When you're horsing at Lombardi, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Addressing a couple things from the chat. Our guy Falou, he says, am I the only one who thinks Devontae Harris should replace Anthony Averett because sadly he cannot cover?
What do you
think about that, bro? I mean, I'm thinking I saw Averett struggle in that Cowboys game. Now, Devontae Harris, I know he didn't play last game because he was injured, right?
No, he was mostly special teams.
He was
It was
mostly special.
Tremont
Oh,
Williams.
okay, okay. It
Tremont
was
Williams was
Tremont Williams.
injured.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
The
I'm
one who
getting it
got
mixed
stiff
up.
armed by Juju.
Yeah, but I don't know if we should make that call just yet. You know what I mean? Like I think we give it like maybe another game. Anthony Aver's been with this defense for a while. You know what I mean? And I think that a game or two we should probably give him a little bit more chance, more opportunity because everybody has a bad game.
Yeah.
But yeah, long story short, I think that we probably keep Averett. If he still continues to struggle, then of course throw Devontae Harris in there because he did not play bad against the Steelers.
It was his first game back in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And Anthony Averett reminds me of a corner. It's Kerry Williams. Fans don't really like him, but I feel like I said, he's gonna step up. I just keep on going back to this dream I had, man. He's gonna win us the game in Kansas City in the playoffs. He's gonna step up when it matters most.
Yeah,
but he's not a number
too.
one, number two corner. Like he's supposed to be going like the 3s and 4s. So, I mean, before he got hurt, he was really doing his thing. So, I think unless he gets burnt for the next 2 to 3 games, I think he'll still be CB4 because I think Jamie Smith's coming back soon. And then we have Pierre Desir too, who I'm actually very excited to watch play.
Oh, Desir, yeah. Let's see here. Jonathan Washington Jr. He says, "How do you guys see the playoff race in the AFC ending in order?" We kind of went over this in the last episode, but as it stands right now, you got the Steelers as the 1 seed, the Chiefs as the 2 seed, Bills 3 seed, Titans 4 seed, Browns 5 seed, Dolphins 6 seed, and the Colts at 7th seed, with the Raiders, Ravens, and the Patriots all in the hunt. Now, what I see changing from here, not too much. I feel like this is kind of like, it's not super solidified just yet. Give or take a few things. The Browns could go on a little slide. You never know. And then the Dolphins is kind of going to be, the tricky one. The Dolphins and the Colts. They're both sitting at 8-4 right now. The Dolphins have the Chiefs next. I feel like they'll probably lose that game.
That's good news.
Yeah. And the Colts have the Raiders up next, which should be a tough football game. John Gruden and those boys, they've been playing some pretty decent football. Yeah, they've been grinding it out this season. So I think that, as it stands right now, it probably won't change too much. The other thing is if the Bills take a little skid. The Bills have the Steelers up next. They have the Steelers.
I mean, that's game of the week for me. That's game of the week. That's 2 really good teams. And the Bills, man, they I think they're a team that can really shock some people. I mean, they have built around Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a great quarterback. And watching him now, like I definitely think it's crazy. Years ago, we were getting blocked by the first game of the year to Josh Allen. Last year they made the playoffs. Now this year, even better, got Stephon Diggs. So I'm hoping. I think 3 will be the Bills. 4, hopefully the Titans. Is the Titans and who they play this week?
So the Titans play the Jags.
We need them to win. The Titans to win that game. Then we need the Colts play. And the Colts lose too.
The Colts play the Raiders.
Yeah. So cool. See, so we kind of win either way with that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, we do. Because if the Raiders lose, that puts us ahead of them in the hunt category. And if the Colts lose, that means that they are 1 more away from losing their division, which we desperately need them to do.
Yeah. If you're a Ravens fan, you're a Titans fan too. You got to root for the Titans no matter what.
Now, that 1 and that 2 spot with the Chiefs and the Steelers sitting at the same record, but the Steelers being the 1 seed.
Yeah.
If the Steelers lose this week to Buffalo, then I would say the Chiefs could take number 1 seed in the AFC, and that would probably be how it goes.
Yeah.
But,
I think you're right. Definitely think you're right.
So, yeah.
I'll be honest, that bye week, I mean, after watching the Ravens last year, it's just kind of it's a curse. I mean, just not having your guys play, then you have to get right back to game speed. Because I know the Ravens have won the Super Bowl. We didn't have a bye week. Played each game. So let's hope history repeats itself because we're not getting a bye no matter what this year. We won't even get a home game this year.
Yeah, nope.
So that's good.
We're going to have to get it out the mud.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes.
Let's see. So I just want to kind of do a little bit of a rapid fire here with questions because we got a bunch of people in the chat. Shout out to all of you guys. Drop all your questions that you may have for us. I'm going to try to get through most of these that I can. Let's see. Thoughts on Marcus Peters lacking lately?
Man, I think I don't. It's all on him. It's I think a mental issue. I think he's playing too soft. What would you think?
A little too soft. I think so as well. I think Marcus Peters is one of those guys where like his energy is going to be based off of how the team is doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if the team is not, if we're not winning, if we're not dominating, he's probably his body, his body language is going to show that. He's going to show like a little bit of a lack of interest in the game, and that's not good at all. And I feel like that's where you need coaching to step up and kind of like get on him and be like, hey man, look. We listen. We pay you all this money for a reason. We bought you in here for a reason.
Yeah.
If you want to win a Super Bowl with this team, you got to play your ass off on every single play consistently. You know what I mean? And Marcus Peters is, he comes off as the kind of guy who like is like, I don't need this shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm Marcus Peters, right? So it's like I feel like we need somebody to kind of get in his ear, or even if he just has to have his own epiphany where he realizes like, hey, this team needs me because we do. I feel like he'll be fine, but he definitely has been lacking lately. But yeah.
So I see my guy Boz calling him a burnt piece of toast. That was the joke when he was with the Rams. And for those who don't know, the Rams are my second team. So I knew about Marcus Peters before he came. When they went to the Super Bowl in 2018, they played the Saints mid-year. He got burnt to a crisp by Michael Thomas. They played him in the NFC Championship game. He locked him down, absolutely locked him down. So I think when the stakes get higher, he'll step his game up.
Yeah.
And hoping that, and I remember last year when we beat the Browns, he called Jarvis and Odell the homegirls. You're playing one of the homegirls this week, so shut him down. So I really want to see a pick six. He's due for one.
He is due for one. Hopefully he gets back to his old ball hawking ways. Our guy Zay King 56, he says, do you guys think that if you got a 50-yard head start against Lamar Jackson in a 100-yard race, would you win?
Me? Or both of us?
Yeah, I guess both of us.
I'm taking myself.
I'm going myself. 50-yard. Listen, guys, 50 yards is a lot of yards. That's a lot of yards.
20 or 10 is different, but I'm taking myself.
Yeah, I'm taking myself. 50 yards. He might, at the end of the day, when he might be 25 yards behind me by the time that I reach the end zone. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm like the speediest guy, but if I got a 50-yard head start, come on, man. Lamar Jackson's fast, but he's not like Usain Bolt. You know what I mean?
I got to be honest. K-Dog and Boz can vouch for me. I like to think I'm fast. They see me play soccer. I've ran down. I think I'm pretty fast. But if you're talking Tyreek Hill, I'm not. I don't have a chance. But I think Lamar. Right. I think I can. If I had a head start, not head, because I would lose.
Jay Bird says, who do y'all want to win though, Colts or Raiders? I mean, it's like, hey, whatever happens. You know,
it's a win-win.
It's a win-win. Going for the Raiders, though. Let's see.
Because I think down the stretch, they're more likely to lose the game because they almost lost to the Jets. And they've been known to collapse. So I'm going to go for the Raiders.
This is true. And I agree. Let's see. Jay Bird, thoughts on Harbaugh? Harbaugh, I was saying in Graven's stream as well. If we don't make the playoffs this season, Harbaugh, he could definitely be on the hot seat. And people have reminded me time and time again, just a couple years ago when we were, what was our record before Lamar started?
4-5, coming off of a fresh loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes. So when we were 4-5 and we had to make a change at quarterback before we went and played Cincinnati, John Harbaugh was on the hot seat. I was listening to the Rich Eisen show the week prior to that Cincinnati game, and they were basically saying, like, John Harbaugh, he might be getting his job called for at the end of the season because the Ravens are not performing up to their standard. The Ravens, we have a very high standard as a franchise. And when you go so long not living up to that standard, somebody's got to answer for that. And as the head coach, that should be John Harbaugh. K-Dog says, take Harbs out with the trash. Gosh, people are hating on John Harbaugh. I don't dislike John Harbaugh. I feel like he definitely has his flaws, though. You
Yeah,
know,
he does.
I feel like he gets pushed around a little bit too much as a coach. You know, when he gets out-coached, he gets pushed around. You know what I mean? It's just like teams are just doing,
bad.
like, whatever
Vrabel,
against us.
Andy
Vrabel.
Reid.
It's like Vrabel just punks him. He just punks him. You know
Man,
what I mean?
and that Belichick tree. That's where he's from. He knows how to play the system.
Yeah. Let's see.
Man.
Ooh.
Talking about that while you're looking for a new question, that Bengals game, man. It was like I was never used to the Ravens playing that type of game. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
like we have a new quarterback. Remember that week, like Lamar had to go to the hospital because he was sick too. It's like it was like RG3 might start, but 2018 that was a fun year. We lost. That was a fun year.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun year. I don't know why, but I remember that game very, very vividly. I guess because it was Lamar Jackson's first start. But let's see. Falou says, "My bad, bro. What were you about to say?"
Okay. Speaking of
okay.
like 2018, it was a 2-year anniversary when we lost the Chiefs. It was 4th and 9, and we had CJ Mosley and Tyreek Hill. I just wanted to bring that great memory back.
Infamous, man. I don't know. I feel like
if we win that game, oh my!
If we won that game, so much would be different right now.
Yes.
I feel like so much would be different right now if we won that game. That game
Lamar
had major implications.
He had John Brown, Michael Crabtree, and like, man, hot take, man. The offense with Morningwig wasn't that bad. It was just, I think, how bad he called it in the Chargers game kind of just was the downfall.
Yeah,
So,
that was pretty bad. But
Yeah.
Falou, we finally get to your question here. He says, who do y'all want to win the second seed? Because if we get the 7th seed, we're going to have to play the second seed in the wild card. Good point. Very good point, Falou. So if we go back and we look now, the current second seed is the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So if that were to stand, we'd be playing the Chiefs in Arrowhead in the wild card weekend, which would be, imagine their preview on that. We'd have so much to talk about. But let's see. I can't really say who I want us to win the second seed. I can't say that like I want the Chiefs to drop down to the 3rd seed so we can play, I don't know, the Bills or something like that. Because at the end of the day, if we're going to win the Super Bowl, we're going to have to play the Chiefs at some point. We're going to have to play the Steelers at some point, the top teams. You know what I mean? So it really doesn't matter to me who we play in the wild card round, because if we prove that we can't beat, whatever teams in front of us in the wild card round, then we just don't deserve it at all. We don't deserve to be there. So, but I guess if I had to choose, I'd probably say the Steelers, man. I probably would, because we're familiar with that team. I feel like we would have a very high chance to go in and win that game in Heinz Field. And if we win that game against the Steelers, our momentum going against anybody else would be unlike any other. So if I had to pick, I would go the Steelers. But what about you, bro?
To be the best, you got to beat the best.
Right.
I want the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. You can have a packed stadium. Give me the Chiefs. I don't care.
Yeah.
I know I get called Mahomes, but I want to see us beat them. I'm tired. I'm just tired of them having our number, and just his first playoff win on the road, Arrowhead, beating the best quarterback, possibly the MVP. Like the things that can do to just push us through. Because I think about it, nobody gave us a chance when we played Denver in Denver, and it was Peyton Manning and Joe Flacco, and we pulled that out. We grinded. I know it wasn't our first game, but it was still big. I like when nobody picks us. When everybody picks us, we lose. I don't know what it is. That's not like me being superstitious. It just happens. Everybody picked us to beat the Chargers. We lost. Beat the Titans. We lost. So let's just be the underdog. Let's be how the Eagles were in 2018. Nobody thought they were going to do it. Why not us?
You're right. And I think that listen, man, Lamar Jackson and this Ravens team, we need to take on a John Wick mentality, an equalizer, Denzel Washington mentality. We need to have a hit list, and our hit list needs to consist of these teams here: the Titans, Steelers, and Chiefs. So shout out to Jay Bird. We need a hit list, and those are the guys we want to take out. We want to take those teams out. We can smoke those 3 teams on the way to the Super Bowl. Oh my gosh!
Put me in, coach. I'll play corner. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Travis Kelce. I want some of your. No, I want some of Andy Reid. I have beef with Andy Reid. His bitch ass didn't play Clyde Edwards-Helaire, which cost me my playoff run. That fat walrus I got beef. You fat Kool-Aid man looking ass. Me and
Hey,
you, we got
bro.
beef. That's why I went to week 1.
Hey, man,
This is
that's
serious, man.
hilarious. The Kool-Aid man, Andy Reid. Let's see. Let me be the Chiefs first. Who's the second? Chris Hall. Let's see. Yeah, Christopher Swain. I saw this question before. Who is our best pass rusher right now? Oh man, it's
Right
kind of
now,
tough to say because what?
I want to say Jalen Ferguson. He gets pressure. I mean,
As Joe Nuba will call him, pressure daddy.
pressure daddy. I mean, which is 100%. He doesn't get the sacks, but he gets the pressure. I mean, Yannick, like, I'm so happy you see it too. It's that one pet, like the one move. He goes to the outside,
Yeah,
and he's hoping to beat him with speed, and when he
Yeah.
doesn't, he's just stuck.
yeah. It doesn't always work that way.
I thought I was
feel
the one who
like
saw that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it sucks because we signed Yannick Ngakoue and we expect him to just immediately like, okay, cool. Now we can just rush forward and get pressure
Right.
without a blitz, and that's not happening. It's still not happening. So something's got to give. Maybe getting Judon back will make that work a little bit better. And then with, like I said before, Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams getting a little bit healthier will be better rushing the passer. But yeah. But,
And my guy Jay's out here calling me Mahomes in the chat again. Man, you guys were leading me angry. Man, it was funny. I was Mahomes for Halloween. So
I know. We gotta bring out I'm gonna load up the picture next time of you in your Mahomes jersey for Halloween, and we're just gonna throw that up there.
I wish my phone is dead right now. I would show him the picture.
Yeah.
But man,
Bro, how do you let your phone die in the house? Come on, man.
well, here's the thing. I have my cactus lamp through my computer and I have the mic, so it's like, yeah, cactus. I love me some cacti.
Is that like a is that a shout out to Travis Scott, Cactus Jack? Okay.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Man.
I like that.
Yes. I mean, anything Travis Scott. I'm actually wearing a Cactus Jack shirt under here.
Oh, really? Oh, shoot, nice.
That's the only thing I wear. So.
Jay Bird also asked, do you think Prochet should get more reps? I mean, I'd love to see him.
Short hands.
It's just like, where do we fit him in? You know? Like, where do we get him opportunities? We barely pass the ball as it is. And if we are passing the ball, it's going to Marquise Brown, Mark Andrews, or, Willie Snead or one of those guys. James Prochet is so far down because, like I said, Marquise Brown, Andrews, Willie Snead, Boykin, Duvernay, Dez is somewhere in that mix, above some of those guys.
Prochet down.
And then it's Prochet.
Chris Moore might be above Prochet at this point when he comes back.
Exactly.
And I've been seeing they're questioning if he's still going to be a part of this team, and I think he is. What has he done wrong in the punt returner position? And he's had 2 onside kick recoveries.
Yeah, he's got sure hands. That we do know about.
Can't
James
let that
Prochet. Can't let that go at all. And he had a really nice, crucial first down in that Titans game, and that was his one catch during the Titans game. But man, James Prochet, I feel like honestly, he may get underutilized to the point where we end up moving off of him if Harbs doesn't, like him enough in special teams. But I don't really see a reason why he wouldn't.
Yeah. I think
we got Duvernay.
He's top 5 or 10 in punt return average. So
is he? I didn't know.
Can't get mad at that. Yeah, and Duvernay's in the top 3, I think. Because Duvernay is a great kick returner. I'm happy that he returns our kicks because he will get us some chunk yards, which is huge.
Yeah, he does, and he's very fast too. Very underrated speed from Devin Duvernay. He's like a shot out of a cannon. Anytime he gets the ball out in open space, when he does catch the ball, he takes it off. But our guy Jonathan Washington Jr., he says, did it seem like Lamar for the first time this year? It looked like he was having fun. In the playoff losses he's had, I've noticed his demeanor is tense. When he is loose and energetic, he's dangerous.
Yes.
I mean, you're right about that. And that goes back to, tempo and stuff like that and setting the pace, setting the tone for the game early. When the other team sets the tone, that's when you notice Lamar get a little bit frustrated. He's on the sidelines. He doesn't even really want to talk to anybody. He's kind of in his own head. You know what I mean? He's frustrated. So But when we get out to an early lead, he's chopping it up with the guys on the sideline. He's laughing around, and then he goes back out and he makes crazy plays and stuff like that. So it's just all about setting the tone. This team is gonna have their fun playing football when they're playing their game.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the most important thing. If we can play our game, then Lamar's gonna have his fun, and so is the rest of the offense. But you agree with that, bro?
100% agree. I mean, when he's like, I'll throw games out there. The Browns game week 1, I don't want to go back to that. Last year, the Texans game, 41-7 against a playoff contender. The Rams, 45-6 on Monday Night Football. They were having fun. They were celebrating on the sideline, doing their thing, like having fun. Having fun equates to success. So I really think that, we had, just so many good celebrations, and the dance J.K. Dobbins brought out. Might have to update that one video I made because that has to go in there. That has to go in there.
I love that. Let's see.
But to answer your question, he was having fun, 100%.
He was definitely having fun,
and he was picking up players I know he picked up Gus after a big. He was running with Gus. I was like, man, I love seeing
that. Yes, Boz. Shout out to Boz. He said, "Bring back Jacoby Jones." That's hilarious.
And to give her, Boz is a Steelers fan. Boz is a diehard Steelers fan.
Wow.
So him showing love to this channel means even more. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, all love, man. All love. All fans of like all NFL teams, man. If you're not a Ravens fan, we're not kicking you out of the door or anything like that. We just love football, man. This guy here and me, we love football, through and through. So we just love to talk football. Of course, we're Ravens fans, but, we love to talk all things football.
And I know if we are bad, we will say we are bad because we have before.
We will.
We're not going to be here to pump our heads up. Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of keeping it real, on Monday, we had Keeping It Real on the podcast.
That we did, my friend. That we did. Big shout out to Keeping It Real. If you want to go subscribe to him on YouTube, just type in Keeping It Real. Keeping It Real. You'll find him. Comes with a lot of energy in his videos, and we love to see it. Ravens and all just, rest of NFL talk as well. He's really good. So go check him out.
I actually have a question I want to bring up to everybody.
Bring it up.
YouTube.
Let's go.
We have 28 people here watching. I want to bring up a crazy little stat. We are undefeated when we start on defense, and we are winless when we start on offense.
Ooh.
I mean, I just want to.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So when we start on defense, we have won every game, but on offense, we've lost every game. Why is that?
You know what I think it is?
I always want to kick it off.
I agree.
In Madden, always. You can double dip at the end.
Oh, in Madden, nah. I like the ball. I like the ball in Madden.
Oh no, I always have to kick it off.
We gotta play Madden against each other.
Man, I used to be so good. I barely play now.
I'm not like a pro or anything like that, but it would probably be a good game between us. But,
I actually was in a Madden tournament in 2017 at the Ravens draft party. I came in second place. I was one away from winning it.
See, that's when I played. Madden. Come on, man.
No, Madden 17 to Madden 21, it's totally different. Totally different. So I lost my mojo.
Let's see. But no, that blows my mind. I did not know that we were winless when we start on offense and we're undefeated when we start on defense. And that's just crazy to me. And I think that it's definitely something that we need to keep doing. If we win the toss, put our defense on the field first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go out, make them get a 3-and-out, make them get off the field early. Put our offense on the field knowing that, hey, our defense just got to stop. Now we just got to go out here and do our job. You know what I mean? No pressure. Yes. Let's go do our job. And then we'll also get the ball after halftime as well. That's huge.
Yes.
Yes. So that's a very interesting point.
It's
and
really weird.
What's also interesting? Last season, I feel like we were so successful because we were scoring on a lot of our opening drives.
Mm-hmm.
This year we're not doing that. So I understand why we're kind of winless when we start the game on offense, because a lot of our offensive drives, like our first ones, it's 3-and-out, or we'll get one first down and then the offense kind of stalls, we kind of punt it away. So, that's very interesting. I think that, shout out to you, man, for digging up that stat, because I did not know that.
Hey, I saw it on Twitter, but actually, so while everybody's here, if you're subscribed to my channel, I am dropping a Ravens running back video tomorrow. I'm just gonna
Ooh.
hint it towards you. Yeah, it is 16 minutes long, like one of my longest videos I've ever done. But yeah, it took forever to upload today. Forever. It was, man. I was thinking like, when is it gonna upload? And it took too long. I couldn't get it up tonight, so tomorrow dropping it.
Okay. Let's see. You know where color rush all purple. Falou says, "Have you noticed we have not wore our color rush all purple? Like when? We really haven't worn it all year. Maybe I feel like we have one or two primetime games left. I know the Browns is primetime, and then there's one other primetime game, I believe.
Oh, there is. I don't know. We
had
won yet.
5. We had 5 total this season. We had the Chiefs. We lost that. Steelers lost that. Patriots lost that. Cowboys won. Yeah, so there's only one more.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, this one coming up against the Browns. Maybe we'll color rush it.
You know what? I'm feeling
on the
that.
road. Yeah.
Because we wore our color rush once last year on Monday night against the Rams at the LA Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
Man, 45-6. What a good time. Good time.
Man, I'm getting flashbacks. That was awesome. Let's see. Mr. Professional Gaming, shout out to you for joining the chat. He says, "Do you think the Raiders are a playoff team?"
You know what?
I like the Oakland Raiders.
You know what? I think they are. Derek Carr is playing very well. Mr. Professional, I'm a huge Henry Ruggs fan. Love him.
Yeah.
And Boz can vouch for me. I love him. And that play he made, that Hail Mary, man, if that opens him up, they're going to be scary. It just comes down to his coaching.
It does come down to coaching. I think Gruden's done a really good job with that team so far. But I think that, of course, Henry Ruggs, he did struggle a little bit in that last game against the Jets. He had a couple drops, fumbles, things like that. So, but he did make that play at the end of the game, which is huge.
I know time. It's just like the only thing I can equate to this is like when I was at an Orioles game and I had Vlad Guerrero Jr. throw me a ball. It's like it took forever for the ball to get. I'm like, come on, and I know just that ball. He was probably just waiting. It probably felt like hours just from up in the air to his arms. It's just like you don't want to drop because you have so much pressure. But him catching it, that's big for his confidence. And he burnt Lamar Jackson in the corner.
The cornerback Lamar Jackson, rookie cornerback Lamar Jackson. And I mean, I know we talked about it on our last episode, or it may have been the episode before last, but Darren the Baller Waller, man, he is having himself a year. Shout out to him.
Yeah, did you ever watch that little documentary?
I have not watched it yet.
It's on YouTube. Yeah, it's really emotional. That's why I'm like, if you need to talk to somebody, I am here for you. He would kind of suck, didn't know what to do, taking drugs, and then, man, I'm glad he's healthy, he's sober, and just balling out. He's an All-Pro this year.
Yeah, he is. We hope the same thing for I want to see, and I know this is a little bit switching gears. I want to see Hayden Hurst really come out and be what video
from the Falcons posted about how he was with depression and everything. How he
I don't think I saw the video. I read the caption or something.
Yeah, man, it's 2 parts. That too. I really want to see him just ball out.
Yeah, man.
I'll take him back. They want to give him back.
Shoot, I would definitely take Hayden Hurst back in a heartbeat. That is definitely true. Let me see. Imagine if we kept Waller with Andrews. Jay Bird says, "Hey, man,
that one.
You can't have everything, Yeah,
and if Waller would have stayed here, he probably would have been out of the league. To be honest, because just bad things going on here with him. So I'm just happy he's doing his thing and just healthy. That's number one. Yeah. Health is number one.
Yeah. So I saw one more question in here, and then I want to ask you a little bit about the game that's going on right now. Our guy Jay Bird, shout out to Jay Bird, man. He's been so active in the chat, asking great questions this episode. So big shout out to you, man. Yeah, big ups. He says the Browns/Ravens score predictions. What do we think about that? Now, here's the thing. We will have another episode before that game is played. And it's not normally like that, but this time it will be because, all the stuff that's been going on with the Ravens and whatnot, and we have a Monday night game now. But my score prediction is subject to change, just like projections in fantasy and stuff like that.
Of course.
it's subject to change, but my current score prediction, I think it'll be close. And I think we'll probably
Yes.
set the tone, get out to a nice little early lead, and then they'll probably, storm back in the second half or like late third quarter, early fourth quarter, and we'll just kind of pull out the W. But I'm going to say that we win by, I'm going to say a touchdown. I'm
Okay, I
going to
like
say
that.
we win that. Yeah, I'm going to say we win that game. I'm going to say 27-20. I feel like Baker has his struggles. They get down the field, but there's a couple mistakes, a couple turnovers that stop them from getting into the end zone, limit them to 20 points. We score about 27, and we get the job done.
Okay. So I know for the Cowboys, that's a 31-17. We won 34-17.
Yes, you
I'm
did.
gonna,
And we were all close. That's the
we were
thing.
very close. And you
Yeah.
said what? You said 30-16, right?
Something like that. It was very
Yeah.
close.
So I'm going to go 31-28 Ravens. I think it's going to be close.
Okay.
I think it's fair. I mean, like I said in Engraven Stream, the past 3 times we played, it was blowouts. This is going to be a close game. This is a different Browns team. Myles Garrett is looking crazy. I mean, just the Titans game. They manhandled the Titans. And then I know they let the Titans come back. We need to just watch that film. Whatever they were doing there, the Titans were. Let's do the same thing because they gave up. They gave the Titans a real chance to come back. But I'm gonna go Ravens 31-28. Now I know we had us losing the Titans and the Steelers game. We were right,
Yeah.
and we had us win the Patriots game. We were wrong. Let's hope we're right here. So we're on a 3-game streak with right and wrong. So 2 L's and a W. Let's go 2 L's and 2 W's.
2 L's, 2 W's. I like that. I would rather have, the 2 L's and then the rest of them be W's. We can hope for that.
Hey,
But yeah. You never know, man. We're gonna need to win out at this point if we want a legitimate chance at making
and
the
if there's one
playoffs.
thing, I know I told Boz this. I was like, man, can't have the Browns win the division. I'm sorry. I'd rather see the Steelers win than the Browns. So
Yeah.
it'll be a good game.
Yeah. A couple score predictions from you guys. We have a couple people. K-Dog says 31-28 Baltimore. 3-point game. So your exact same prediction.
Yes.
You guys are on the same page there. Boz says 27-24 Ravens. So
Okay.
3-point games. I see you guys, calling here. I think we'll win by 7. I think like I said, we'll get out to like a nice comfy lead. Then they'll start to come back towards the end. It'll turn into a little bit of a defensive struggle. We'll be up a touchdown with like 2 minutes left or something like that. And then they'll get the ball. Baker's coming down the field. Boom, interception or something like that, a turnover, and then we just kind of, ice the game. That's how I think the game will go. But,
Okay.
Hopefully we will win. Falou says 26-22 Ravens, 4-point ball game. Jonathan Washington Jr. says 35-30 Ravens, so a 5-point ball game for him. I'm liking these predictions, and I feel like one of us is probably going to be right.
I hope so, and I hope it's all
Yeah.
Ravens. I hope the Ravens win. So
Yeah. But J Tuck gets redemption. Hopefully, man. Joe Buck really talked up a jinx against him.
I know somebody said all my homies hate Joe Buck because we do. We do hate Joe Buck. We hate him.
Yeah, man. All that talk, man. I was like, watch him miss. He was like, yeah, I mean, and this is a guy who Justin Tucker, who he's made like his past X amount of field goals underneath 40
70
yards and 70, and then boom, he misses, and it's just like, all right, man. Like, I guess, that's 2020 for you. What are the odds, right? But it happens. Let's see.
You were doing your best, Chris Collinsworth impersonation. Now
Here's a guy.
Here's a guy. Jacoby Myers was a quarterback in college. Really,
Yeah.
the other 10 times he said
Right.
it.
Who's your favorite announcer?
Oh, wow. Okay. See, I like Charles Davis. I liked him when he was on Fox, and in the Madden too. I liked him.
Yeah.
See, I can give like who I hate compared to who I like.
Who do you
Because
hate?
man, I hated Greg Gumbel and Dan Deerdorf. I hated Dan Deerdorf, man. It's Dan Dickdorf. Like he didn't like the Ravens. I have good memories of when Jim Nantz and Phil Simms. I mean, and bad memories.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Because they did the Super Bowl too when we won. Man, I like Kevin Harlan. He brings a different approach to the game.
Yeah.
What about you? I like
I'm
Al
gonna have
Michaels
to,
and Mike Tirico did a really good job too.
Tarico. I'm gonna have to go with the chat on this one. Tony Romo is my guy. I love Tony
Yeah,
Romo through and through. I grew up watching Tony Romo play football, and he was good back then. Of course, he kind of came down from that like hot streak that he had. But as a commentator, he provides so much good
yeah,
insight on the game, and like he's able to, kind of predict what's gonna happen next on a play, and it happens, and he's just very good, and he's kind of funny too. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he's kind of got that like
man.
yeah, like that I don't know, that not the sarcasm, but just that thing to him that were like you can kind of like I don't know, not I don't want to say relate to him, but you
You
can kind of
can.
chuckle at him. You can kind of
He,
relate to
he, he
him.
gives like a commentator, player, and a fan point of view all at the same time. I like that.
Yeah, you know,
I,
Tony
I see
Romo
my
is
guy
probably the
God
best.
Baby say Gus Johnson. Gus Johnson is a GOAT.
Hmm.
Stokely down the sideline, that will forever,
Stokely.
yes, that will forever be in my the Madden moments like in Madden 11 trying to get. Oh
Hmm.
man, that will forever be in my mind. And speaking of Tony Romo, I remember it was the game against the Browns in Week 18. He's like, can't happen 2 years in a row. The Ravens
Right.
defense, chokes, and then the next play, freaking Mosley, the interception. So,
Yeah.
and he was like, the team you don't want to see in the playoffs is the Ravens. So it's like, Romo is really good. I gotta give him that.
Yeah, Romo, he's really really good. Like even before the first Steelers game that we played, before kickoff, he was like, "This game is gonna be about the ball. It's gonna be about who can hold on to the ball and who can't." And you saw we had 4 turnovers in that game, and we lost. If we didn't have those 4 turnovers, we probably would have won that game. And Tony Romo he was right on point about that. But who has the Super Bowl this year? What network? I can't remember. Is it CBS?
I think CBS.
Yeah,
I
so
think
that means that
CBS.
Tony Romo, he's going to be commentating the
Romo
Super Bowl.
advanced. Yeah,
Yeah.
who did last? Was it Buck and
Mm,
Aikman? It was
I
on
think it
Fox.
was Buck. Yeah, it was on Fox. So
Yeah.
Buck and Aikman. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
speaking of last year's Super Bowl, that halftime show, can we have that every year, please? Honestly,
who performed? I can't remember. Who
Shakira
performed?
and Jennifer Lopez.
Ah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but then again, I mean, things went downhill when Shakira did a little thing, so I don't know. It could have been the curse of 2020, but that feels like
Yeah.
centuries ago watching that Super Bowl.
Yeah. Real quick, before we address these last couple comments, and then we'll get out of you guys here for tonight. What was I about to say? Crap. What were we just talking about, bro?
I was talking about like Fox, like the Super Bowl, what network it was on.
Damn. I really lost my point that quick. I guess
While
it
he's
happens
thinking,
like
drop your
that.
fantasy. Drop your
Yeah.
fantasy scores.
Drop your fantasy scores, fantasy questions, things like that. I really just forgot what I was going to
Super
say.
Bowl halftime,
Something
who's doing it this year? That is
halftime. That's what we were talking about. That's the key word. Halftime.
yes.
I know The Weeknd is doing it this year, right?
I like the weekend.
I like The Weeknd too. He's dope. He's dope.
It's crazy. I remember listening to him when I was in middle school, and now like he's doing the Super Bowl. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
If who I always think like my favorite Super Bowl performance it's gotta be Beyonce, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
But it's like that was the year we won and a whole bunch of
Everything.
crazy stuff happened, and of course Beyonce is like an icon. But yeah, man, that's probably my favorite one. Chris Hall said it should have been Drizzy. I don't know if we'll ever get Drake
I don't
at
know.
the halftime show. I feel like that'd be dope.
What I was
though.
mad about was the Rams Patriots one when they had like Maroon 5 and they brought Travis Scott, and he like
Yeah.
he did sicko mode, but like he didn't have the auto tune, so it really wasn't a good show. I mean,
yeah,
they
yeah.
really, hope the NFL has kind of shit the bed with some of their halftime performances. Last year
Yeah.
was good. The Lady Gaga one was trash. Katy Perry trash.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake was cool because they had the whole selfie kid. I don't know if you remember that.
Right. Oh, I do remember that. Did
That
they
was
ever
that's
have,
like that's
did they ever have Bruno Mars?
yes.
I
They
was about to
did.
say,
That was
I feel like
I
they
think
did.
the Seahawks Broncos blowout. I think he was there.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I think moving forward, I think Drake would be a pretty good act for the Super Bowl. You know, he got some songs
Yeah,
that
drop
get the crowd
drop who
hyped.
you want to see, like your
Yeah,
dream Super Bowl halftime.
yeah, dream Super Bowl halftime performance.
yours?
Who's there? I mean, my heart says Kanye West. It really does. I feel like he has enough of those like epic songs to get a
Yes.
crowd hype. You know what I mean? So I would probably go with him. If not, Travis Scott, give him his own set. That would be amazing. He would take over the whole stadium. You know what I mean? If they let him do it the way that he wants to do it.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna have to go the same thing. It's probably Kanye first, then Travis Scott second. Like seeing Travis Scott live, like he and give him that auto tune mic. Like I know people hate auto tune, but the things he does with it, man, and look up his live performances because it's more than the concert. It's crazy. I feel like Kanye, if he starts off with the runaway piano, that would literally yes that and like all of the lights, like come on and this oh man, just thinking of how many and Father Stretch My Hand. Oh my god.
Oh, Father Stretch My Hands would be, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. All of the lights, like just all of those songs would be great for a halftime performance. Let's see. Boz says J. Cole. Boz says J. Cole, but that's not realistic. He'll take the baby. J. Cole isn't realistic only because he's not like that, hype time rapper. He's not a Super Bowl halftime performer. He's more of like that conscious rapper, you know what I mean? And the NFL, I feel like the NFL is not really kind of with all of that. Christopher Swain says Meek Mill.
Oh, that would go crazy.
Meek Mill would be cool. I'm not the hugest Meek Mill fan. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Oh man, I like Meek Mill, especially like you have to end it with Dreams and Nightmares. Because like if you don't know Dreams and Nightmares, you can't go to a party. It's simple as like don't even think about because it's gonna play at least once.
Oh yeah, and you better know every word or else people are gonna look at you funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chris Hall says Jay-Z gets the say so on who does the Super Bowl at halftime. I feel like that's not true. I feel like he has input. I know the NFL like bought him on as like the entertainment consultant for like the Super Bowl or something like that. They give him some sort of title, but I don't think he's necessarily picking like, hey, this person's performing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think he gets the final say so. He might get some say so, but not the final say so. Yeah. Let's see.
I would like Lil Baby would be a good one. I can't see it happening, but that would be a good one because he just has hits after hit. Bro. Yeah, he has hit after hit after hit. He doesn't miss.
You're right, but it's like those Atlanta rappers. They're not like. Yeah. They're not mainstream global. You know what I mean?
You're
like
right.
Everybody watches the Super Bowl. Everybody in the world. It's got to be like an icon performing. You know what I mean? People overseas are gonna be like Lil Baby. Like who is this? Like, he's really good though. I like Lil Baby. He's one of my favorite rappers out right now. Let's see. JF, he says one more question. Did the lights flashing on and off last week get you guys excited too? Definitely did.
Yeah.
I missed that a lot, honestly.
I know I was talking about this with Sutton here. Like when we can go back to the games, like I would love to go to like a preseason game and like just have everybody come through that watches us. Like that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Have like a nice little tailgate.
Yeah, like preseason games aren't sold out, so like we can all like just get a little section going. Man, that'd be fun. That would go crazy.
Sweet. For sure. Let's see. Jay Bird says Kid Cudi's dropping Man on the Moon 3 tonight. I did hear about that. Let's see. Also, we have. Did you see The Weeknd doing it? The Weeknd is doing
it this year.
This year, so that'll be that. But let's see. I don't know if we have any. Do we have like fantasy stuff, or because our last episode was Monday?
Yeah, I mean there was games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, and Tuesday because we had the Steelers Washington game. Then afterwards was the Bills Niners and the Ravens Cowboys.
Okay. For me, fantasy this week, I was on a bye week, so I didn't have to worry about anything. This week, it's projected that I'm going to be in a close matchup. I'm projected to tie with my opponent right now, but I feel like I'll beat him because my team is just better than his.
Okay.
But not, yeah. I'm actually projected to lose by 1 point, and he's got Russell Wilson, Giovanni Bernard, Myles Gaskin, Antonio Brown, Sterling Shepard, Robbie Anderson, Travis Kelce, J.D. McKissick, Will Lutz in the Panthers defense.
Watch out. I had Kelce. You gotta watch out for Kelce, man. He's gonna
definitely gotta watch
out
for Kelce. Oh man, I
Minimum.
hope not. Yeah, he'll probably beat out my tight end. I've got Eric Ebron starting a tight end who didn't have a bad game. He didn't have a bad game against Washington.
Drops, man. Just the drops that really hurt him.
It's the drops, but also in fantasy football, you're looking at the targets, the volume, and he had 11 targets. 11 targets as a tight end? That's crazy. Wow. And he's had 11 targets the past 2 games.
Numbers. Yeah. Andrews type numbers, man.
So Ben he's looking for him, definitely, which is a good sign. But I'm hoping I win this week in fantasy. Right now, I'm actually projected to lose by 1 point. But let me know what you got going on. What are you laughing at? What's going on?
My man Boss said he couldn't catch a cold. Come on now. Come on now. That's your tight end. Come on.
Yeah, man. Him and Vance.
Yeah. So I see our guy Jaybird asked us a question. What do you guys think of in the backfield? I like Dobbins and Gus, but seems Ingram is kind of lingering around. Who do y'all think it should be? Sorry for the spam. Just curious. No, man, you're good. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. We love the spam.
So we both agreed. Yeah, facts. We both agreed that Ingram is going to be gone after this year. We saved $5 million in cap. I think we can all agree that his time is up.
Yeah.
And we both agree that Dobbins and Gus are the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, 100% agree with you, man. Ingram's on his way out. Every time we give him the ball, I'm kind of annoyed because it's just like, I know why we're giving him the ball still. I know that if we see it, the coaches have to see it, that the production is coming from J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. But we still throw Mark Ingram in the game, let him get his 5-6 carries, whatever. But after this year, I'll definitely be glad that we won't have to worry about, trying to fit him in where he doesn't really fit in anymore, at least on the field. And it's hard to say because Mark Ingram, he brings so much energy and so much light to the team. But on the field, JK and Gus is our way to go. And exactly. So like I said, I agree with Alex on that one. But let's see. JF says he just claimed Dobbins off the waivers the other day.
How did anybody? Okay.
I like that.
That can help you out in the long run, man.
Yeah.
Playoff time?
Yeah. Let's see. Joseph Follett says, who is going to replace Ingram? A safety, O-line, or what position? O-line, hopefully, like JF says.
Yeah, I mean, I think our safeties are good. I like Deshaun and Chuck Clark. I mean, we can always get another one. O-line, definitely a receiver. Maybe a tight end. But I think Boyle, Andrews, and Luke Wilson could be a really good 3 tight end set. I know Wilson isn't the best with hands, but he can block, which is big. And that's what Hayden Hurst didn't catch a lot of balls. He's a good blocker.
Good blocker. And just overall good football player because when he did catch the ball, he gave it 100% every time.
I was just talking about that today. He was a tight end. He was flying.
Yeah, he looked like Forrest Gump out there.
With the hair just going in the wind.
Just running. Let's see. Falou says the main thing, I don't want to let Mark go, but if we do, there's no more big trust because he made it. I mean, Lamar made the whole big trust thing.
I remember he was saying trust in like his first year, but just Ingram just like kind of made it its own brand.
He made it a big thing. Definitely gonna miss the big trust, woo, all that energy. Definitely gonna miss his energy for sure. And he brought swagger too. You're right about that, Christopher Swain. He did bring that swagger. If you got a problem with that, you can come see me.
Man, I know like that whole like press like by heart. I've watched it so many times. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, man. That last year was just
the man, the myth, the legend, the MVP. You got a problem? Come see me.
Lamar Jackson. Jay Bird says next year should be wild. Tavon Young back, Stanley back, drop dead weight. Ingram, unfortunately. Rookies get their first year experience under their belt. Draft just wild. Yeah, I mean, next year is looking up for us. I mean, we're not looking past this year. Listen, this year is not over by any means. You know what I mean? Like, we still have an opportunity to make the most out of this season, and that's what I hope that we do. But next year, getting all of those players back, I definitely do agree will be a really good thing for us because we are missing Ronnie Stanley. That's obvious. We need to put Orlando Brown back on the right side where he belongs. Tavon Young, just losing him in the beginning of the season was just a crusher. It was just like, come on, man. Like,
he's a playmaker.
We wouldn't be having all these problems with depth at corner had that not have happened. Man. So, yeah.
You never know. Maybe Pierre Desir can show that he should has a spot on this team. So I'm looking forward to that. I know. Just speaking of next year, like I really hope we can go. Like I love the preseason vibes. You know, we can go to a Ravens game, and if we lose, who cares? If we win, cool.
Yeah.
But it's just fun. You know, you get to see the guys who we draft late in rounds, get to see what they're about. Hopefully get to see Trace McSorley ball out, which that's gonna be even crazier. Like when fans are at a preseason game and McSorley's in, it's gonna get loud. It's gonna get loud.
With Trace, oh my gosh, I can just imagine. Throw it on a dime.
Yes.
I'll be yelling, drinking beers. Oh man, it's gonna be fun. All right, let's see.
Man, I turned 21, right? I have not been to a game, like a football, baseball game, and I can't have a drink because I turned 21 February last year, or this year. I can't, and then everything shuts down the next month. I'm like, come on.
Man, you go to a game and you get a beer. A beer is like $15. One beer is like $15. It's ridiculous, but you know, it's all for the experience. Let's see here. I think Josh Medrano. What's up, man?
Yo.
Came through a little bit late on this one, man. You know, catch us next time.
If you got a question, you can throw it real quick. If you got a question,
you just throw it real quick. We'll get to it before we wrap up here. But shout out to you definitely for joining the podcast, Josh. We appreciate you and everybody else that's watching live still right now. You guys are amazing.
It's late too, man.
It is late. And we just the questions just keep coming through. They just keep coming through. Let's see. But we're going to go ahead and get out of you guys' hair after this last one. We'll go ahead and wrap up for you guys. Jay versus another big question. We had Tavon against the Browns, and with Jimmy Smith out, can Averett and Harris hold up this late? This is week 14, not week 1, against two different teams we're going up against. That's a very good point, Jay Bird. It's two different Browns teams. You know, week 1 against week 14 is different.
Man, as much as I love me some Tavon Young, he had a bad game week 1. He got mossed by David Njoku. Absolutely mossed. So, man, he didn't have the best games, but didn't have, like, a terrible, terrible game. So, and they had Odell, too. So, maybe, maybe somebody steps up. Maybe Peters, maybe Humphrey. But it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good game, and I'm excited for sure. And of course, like we said, we're going to have one more podcast that we do before that game actually happens. So make sure you are tuned in. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have the notifications turned on so you can know when we're going live, what we're doing, how we're doing.
Did we hit 200? We hit 200.
Oh, we hit 200 subscribers. Let's go. Yes, sir. We appreciate all of you guys. We love you guys for coming through, talking football with us, subscribing to the channel, liking the video as well, leaving your comments. We love all of that stuff. Also, if you're watching this after the fact and you want to leave a comment for us to answer on the next episode, leave that comment down below. Leave it down below. Of course, you're not part of the live chat, but leave your comment, your question, your concern down below for the Purple Rain gang to see. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Jay Bird says, new subscriber here. He says, definitely appreciate you guys' insight. We appreciate that, man. Yeah.
Real quick, the Rams are winning 17-3. It was 4th and 1 in the red zone, and the Patriots just jumped off sides to give them a first down. So, looking good for the Rams right now.
Looking like the Rams will probably pull that one out.
Thank you to everybody.
JF, the first stream, drop the like and subscribe. Man.
Yeah, like we said, we're not just football. That. You know, we're down to talk anything.
Anything, man. You know, we started off this episode talking about music.
Yeah.
So,
just I ended it kind of talking about the halftime show.
Yeah, we're talking about halftime shows. We talked about announcers and everything like that. We talk about it all here on the Purple Rain podcast. And we appreciate you guys for listening to us, interacting with us. This has been episode 9. I am Sutton Def. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. Guys, follow me. I like to talk with you guys on Twitter and Instagram as well. If you have any questions for me, let me know. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. And this is Alex. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
Little update. My guy Cooper Kupp just scored. One of my favorite players. So it's now 24-3 Rams. Yes, I am Alex. You can find me on Twitter at AlexSilverman_. Instagram simply as10.prod. And if you don't know, I have a YouTube channel where I make sports highlights. Like I said, I have a video dropping tomorrow, 16 minutes long of just the Ravens running backs doing their thing, being the best three-headed monster in the game. If you got a problem, come see me. I'm about that. Trust.
Woo. Trust. How his eyes got big after he said that was
Yeah.
hilarious. Trust. And Lamar was just like, oh my God.
He's like, who's Uncle?
Oh man, good times. But like we said, guys, this has been the 9th installment of the Purple Rain podcast. We appreciate all you guys for coming through, watching the live. If you're watching after the fact, we love you just as much. And we're going to catch you guys in the next one.
As always.